Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Let me get out of here. Sorry, this is uh, let me pop out chat. Oh, thank you, Em. Listen, this is important. Uh, we've got a new missing case, and normally, Jane B, good morning. Good morning, Davros. Good morning. It's not noon yet. I know. This is important. So sorry. Warrior Grandma, thank you for coming in. Hello. Thank you, Pink. Good morning. Eric, good morning. Tara, good morning. West Haven, good morning. Margarita, good morning. Heather. So my mods, if I could get you, if anything happens in here, take a screenshot. Also, go to their channel and get the HTTP for me, please. And just send it to me. Life Rewinded, good morning, honey. So, hey, Tara, you little doll. Good morning. So anyway, guys, we're going to talk about a missing case that is now, I believe, 8 days. Is today the 27th, 28th? 9 days old. 9 days old. It doesn't sound good. And I covered it over on D Live, but the mother posted another video, which we're going to be playing. So, anyway, I'm going to show you her picture. I'm going to ask everybody to share this out, if you would, please. Her name is Shana Ellison DiMambro. Okay? She's from down just... well, I'm going to show you. She's in Texas. Right out of, I forgot the name of the town. San Antonio. Sorry, guys. COVID. So sorry. Anyway, so she's 45 years old. And she's been down in this area for a year. She married, moved down to Texas in this little area. She, her and her husband live in a little RV park, and I will show you the map. And good morning, Pickle. And her husband said the last time he saw her was at 7:10, and how he knew that was he went out to start up his truck to go to work. But he said, thank you, Warrior. He said that when he saw her, she made him coffee. When he came home at noon to check on her, he said that she wasn't in the right state of mind the night before. She was a little bit depressed, but nothing he felt was suicidal or anything. Now, listen very closely, guys, and tell me what you think about this. When he went home to check on her, she had left her cigarettes, she had left her purse, she had left her phone, she had left the clothes, she left her car, and she left her dog behind, which happens to be her baby. Now, they live in a real close surrounding RV park. Those trailers aren't but 50 away. Thank you, Life. Thank you very much. Those trailers, or those RVs, aren't but more than 50 feet away. Now, think about this. Okay? If she was abducted, let's say she was abducted. The dog never barked. There was no screaming, and nobody saw her. Let's take those in consideration. I'm assuming from that it's somebody that knew her, somebody she knew, and if she was out walking away with anybody, people would have known about it. They would have known whoever it was that abducted her. Personally, I don't think she was abducted. I have my theories on this, but I'm not here for theory at the moment. I just think it's strange that the dog never barked. If the dog is, not kind to strangers, and it's a good sized dog. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be playing a video. Let me get this set up. This was how I found out about this. It came up on my recommended. So we're going to be watching this. Now, her parents, she was adopted. So she does have, her parents are, they adopted her. So these are her parents, though. You guys got to make sure that you take that in consideration. Okay, let me get this chat pulled back up. Hey, Autumn. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So make sure that you guys can hear this. Okay, just let me know that you can hear this. Give me a thumbs up or somebody let me know. Here we go. Now, there won't be any sound to begin with.
I didn't want to make this video,
Tanya.
but I need your help.
Yes, Pink.
Our daughter Shana
Hugs, Mr. P. Oh, Mr.
is
P.
missing in Texas.
Thank you.
If you've watched some of my early videos, she's in some of those. I've talked about her.
Crime Canary, I love
She got married a
you.
year ago and moved to Spring Branch, Texas, which is north of San Antonio. We got a call from her husband Tuesday morning, the 19th of July, saying that she had gone missing, and we have posted on Facebook. We now have the sheriff's office.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Search.
So it's rebooting a bit? What do you mean rebooting a bit? Better. Okay, now, Pickle. Okay, sound now is better. Okay, I'm already suspecting the husband. Okay. Bindi. He says he's at work. He is a he is a air conditioning man, has his own business. Hello, Margarita. Apparently the dog didn't bark, or everybody would have been alerted. So I don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming the dog did not bark. So it's more like likely the spouse. Well, thank you, Davros. I'm just not with it today. I had a rough night coughing. Thank you. TCC, good morning. So we don't know if it's the husband. We're not going to assume right now. We're going to try getting the word out here about this case. You wouldn't hear the dog if he was at work. No, Bindi, but what you didn't understand was they live in an RV park. There's all these trailers around, at least 28 that I could count, that are within a 30 to 50 feet distance from theirs. So let me know if it's going to continue here, okay? Heating and air conditioning, yes, HVAC, exactly the word I was looking for. Okay, let me know.
EquiSearch. We're doing everything we can to try and find her. It's very hot right now in Texas. She, as far as we know, she has nothing with her at all. This is now 3 days that she's been missing. So I'm asking for prayers. But I'm also asking that you will share this to as many people as possible, that if you're in that area, that you will watch for any signs. There will be, I'm going to post the Facebook post from Comal County Sheriff's Department. If you find anything or know anything, please contact them. I have heard people say that the family has been kind of evasive. Well, please understand, we are trying to work with law enforcement. We don't want to share anything that could jeopardize an investigation. So I will share with you anything I can because we want her found and safe. So please have grace for us. Please pray. Watch for her. And if you even think you see something that looks like it could be her or might notice anything, just please contact the Sheriff's Department. And I just thank you all. So God bless.
Okay, guys, so that is the first video that her mother put out. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the video of her husband. Let me get this set up. This is the news that you'll be hearing on her. Sorry, I'm not used to this OBS. So, here we go. Now, this is the first interview that I'm going to be playing that is of the lady, okay? This is her husband. Watch very closely, and then we're going to go into a little bit more in-depth interview that I found of him. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my end of it. Hello, Sister Earth. How are you? My gosh, good, so good to see you. Well, the mom and dad aren't being evasive. Now you just watch the husband and see what you think. Okay, I'm going to mute and play this. So let me know everything's okay, okay? I don't know why it's echoing. I don't know. But here we go.
No, we're seeing that, and the world's full of that these days. So yeah, my best friend came by the other day, and thank God he did. Thank God I called him, and he did come by. But he hooked me up with a guy named Jared Tubbs. It was like a K9 guy, retired, and he's the one that said get a hold of Yami Virgin, and so we got Selena Garza's number. I called her, and she's the one that got Abel involved.
Okay. No, he's a great resource for me, and I know he's former FBI, so
Yeah.
he knows
Yeah.
his stuff. You're good, I'm rolling. And like you said, you'll just stay looking at me. Go ahead and just start with your first and your last name, Chris.
My first name is Christopher Antos.
And then spell both of them.
Christopher, Christopher. Last name Antos, Antos.
Do you want me to call you Chris or Christopher?
Chris is fine.
Chris is fine? Okay, perfect. So walk me through what happened last Tuesday.
So when I left, I noticed, I noticed some sadness the night before with Shana, and then Tuesday morning, I kind of noticed the same thing, but we kind of got up. It was pretty much a normal morning. We woke up, we started moving around. She asked me what time it was. I told her 6:20. She got up, she made coffee. She asked me if I wanted iced coffee, and I said no, just regular coffee will be fine. And then I just was walking out the door to go to work, and I just asked her if she would do laundry that morning, and I walked out the door and noticed, a look of sadness in her eyes, and then I went to work.
Where do you work?
I work at Temperature Pro of San Antonio.
Is that far from here?
It's about 40, I'd say a 45 minute travel.
And does she work?
She does not work.
Okay, so she'll typically see.
Okay, so 45 minute travel to and from work. Okay? So he said he left the house at 7:10. So 45 minutes would have put him at approximately 750? Or yeah, 750. He would have been at work. And remember now, he got back to the house, he said, at noon. So he would have had to have left at 11:15. If it's a 45 minute, I don't know. I'm going to finish listening to this.
Yeah, she stays here. She, like I said, she goes back and forth from the laundromat to here, and that's usually about, the most she gets out during the day. Whether
How far is the laundromat?
100 yards.
Okay, so, and you left for work about 7?
Yeah, when I got in the truck and turned my truck on, it was 7:10, and I timed that just because I kind of gauged on what time I'm going to get to the office or whatnot.
Okay. And then when did you realize that she wasn't here?
I came back. I had a job down the road that I had an install crew working on installing an air conditioner, and then I had another sales call at 12 or at 2 o'clock in New Braunfels. So I had some time in between, so I came by here just to check on her and just because I had time to kill.
And then when she arrived home,
She was not here.
and what did you do?
I looked around, obviously.
Okay, so he said at 2, I think he said. Laundry's 100 yards from their RV. Hello, Mackenzie.
And then I said, well, she's not in here. Everything was normal. Her cigarettes were outside. Cup of water was outside full. So I said, well, maybe she's doing laundry. First I went to the bedroom. She went in bed. So I looked around. I was like, well, the laundry baskets are still here, but I still went to the laundry room and looked around up there, came back here, and I was like, this isn't normal. I was like, it's not normal. It isn't. So I hung around for a few minutes, and then I got in my truck and I drove to the Biggs station, which is, if you pull out of here and take a right on 46, there's a shopping center there. So I drove through there just to see, if she was wandering around. Didn't see anything, came back here, and I was like, okay, things aren't right. I got to call the cops. So I called the cops, and then I called her father, and started the process.
And you were saying that she usually doesn't leave home unless it's with you?
Correct.
Okay. And again, tell me, any reason to believe why she would leave home on her own?
No, not, other than, no. I mean, there was some darkness the night before with her in her past, and there's some spiritual warfare stuff there that I believe, was taking place, but I don't believe that. I just don't see her walking out of here in shorts, t-shirt, and flip-flops. It's hard for me to believe when nothing was disrupted inside or in the outside area. So there was some sadness there. I won't tell you that there wasn't, but I don't see her just leaving and not walking back. It was hot. So.
Can you be a little bit more specific about the sadness she was going through? Did y'all have an argument?
No, just her past. We're believers, of course, and I think there was some issues that she had, mentioned to me about, just her past and things that she had done, and being, I don't think that God obviously forgives everybody for their sins. That's what we go off. I think she had a hard time believing herself or forgiving herself for things in her past, and it's dark, just some darkness,
Was she depressed?
There was depression involved, yes, without a doubt.
And a cell phone? Does she have a cell phone?
It was all here. The Comal County Sheriff has it now. They're going to try to get a little bit deeper into it. So they have that, but there was no text or no phone calls that we could find where there was anything. Yeah, her phone was here, her keys were here, her wallet's here, dog was here. She loves her dog. Maisie's that's our own baby we have, and so it's very odd. You know, depression's powerful, but at the same time, you know, she had a lot to live for and a lot to believe in. So
Describe her to me. Characteristics as well.
she's a great person. My mom.
Did you guys pick up on that? She had a lot to live for. Did you guys pick up on that? She had a lot to live for.
They just left. I mean, we spent January at my mom's house for a month, and my mom was bedridden, you know, excuse me, but pooping on herself, and Shana did it all. Shana took care of her. Shana figured out how to get the bed lowered for my mom.
Let me play that.
A lot to believe in. So
Describe her to me. Characteristics.
she's a great person. Her keys were here, her wallet's here, dog was here. She loves her dog. Maisie's that's our own baby we have, and so it's very odd. You know, depression's powerful, but at the same time, you know, she had a lot to live for and a lot to believe in. So
There you go. Yeah, I didn't mute myself. There you go, right there. Had a lot to live for.
Describe her to me. Characteristics as well.
she's a great person. My mom that just left. I mean, we spent January at my mom's house for a month, and my mom was bedridden, you know, excuse me, but pooping on herself, and Shana did it all. Shana took care of her. Shana figured out how to get the bed lowered for my mom. Shana changed my mom's diapers. Shana wiped my mom's butt for a month. You know, Shana's got the biggest heart in the world, and she's just, but just, you know, depression, you know, was there a little bit, but she's the greatest person in the world. I just don't think that she quite realized it.
Yeah. Was she taking any sort of medications or seeking out help?
No.
Tell me what she looks like. What was she wearing the rest of the summer?
She's about 5'6". You know, on the flyer that I put out, it's about 140. The flyer that we put out, I'm sorry, 130. I put 140 pounds on it. She's probably more like 130, probably a little bit less than that. She was wearing light pink wind shorts, not hot pink, light pink, and a white V-neck T-shirt like the one I'm wearing now, and black flip-flops are the only shoes missing from the house. So that's what I would have to say she's wearing.
I saw on the flyer it said her hair was brown, but it almost looks blonde.
Brownish grayish.
Grayish?
You know, she's dyed it before. There was you know, she had dyed red, but I would go with brownish grayish.
Okay. So since you've called the cops, what have the last few days been like? Searches? What are they telling you?
They haven't told me anything much. We had to go to the sheriff's office yesterday to get approval for Texas EquiSearch to start a search, which they did come out and fly drones Thursday morning between, I would say, 4 and 8 or 9 o'clock. So they came out and did that process, and to go any further, they had to have approval. So we did. We couldn't get in contact with them. They couldn't get in contact with them. So me and her father drove to the sheriff's office yesterday and finally sat down with somebody, got approval, got an email sent to EquiSearch to, hey, you can move forward with helping with the process.
Okay.
And then of course we're involved with Project Absentis that is helping us with the process as of now also, which was connected through another media company. So there's several people involved, and it's out there, and you know.
So as far as the search goes, to the extent of it, it's mainly just been drones.
Drones and, you know, foot patrol through local areas, you know, high traffic areas that we can think of, you know, but nothing major on the ground that, you know, horses and dogs, you know, we're surrounded by private property, so obviously that's a challenge as well, but nothing on the ground has been done. We've gone, you know, behind Walmart and Spring Branch and traveled a couple of different areas, but nothing major on foot, you know, to find her if she's under a tree or something like that. No.
Does she have a car?
It's here.
Okay.
she have anybody that she would confide in when she was feeling low?
No, me.
You were the only person she would.
Yeah, I mean, she's got family back home that she could have. I don't think she did much, and we talked, but yeah, nothing. No one here, no one in the area. Her past. She grew up here, but her past is in the rearview mirror, and so there's nothing. There's no one here. Her mom lives here. There's some contact between them, and obviously we're in contact with her, but there's nothing significant. And then, like I said, nothing on the phone that would suggest that she was reaching out to people or anything like that.
There's a Facebook group, more than 400 people are part of it. They're all talking about what happened or may have happened to her. Are you part of that?
I'm not on Facebook, but my sister is. Everybody involved with the search is. So yeah.
They're very, supportive, and they want to help. I mean, is there anything right now that they can do to help you?
Everybody, I just really want you. First of all, I want to thank you all for being engaged in this process. It's an overwhelming amount of support, responses, just people saying, hey, we're out there, we're looking. We've had a couple of possible sightings, nothing significant, but so I want to thank everybody, and I want to ask everybody, please do not stop the fight. We're not giving up. It's a process. We're going through a lot of entities that we have to be engaged with, that people just can't necessarily go do things. So we're not stopping. The fight is still there, and we're not going to stop until we know something about where Shana is or until she's home. So I'm asking everybody, please do not stop. I'm putting updates on Nextdoor. There'll be updates on the Facebook page. Shana's missing. Anything that we can get out of people, but just please don't give up, and we will be putting updates as to how people can help, and we'll do them as soon as we can. And please forgive us for the lack of response. It's hard. There's a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages going on. So I'm asking everybody not to give up. We're not giving up. It's going to keep going on. We're Tuesday through Saturday now. It's terrible. It's not going to stop until we know something more about Shana.
Ultimately, who's the one keeping you from having just regular people assist?
No one.
Oh, okay. So like the sheriff?
Well, I would say, yeah, Comal County. Yes, I understand your question now. Yeah, Comal County, and I asked them to, do the phone activation, but these, private companies that are nonprofits, Project Absentis, I was able to sign a waiver through them. They were able to do that, but EquiSearch had to have approval from Comal County. I got them that. Another company, Texar, they needed approval. I got them an email, but to expedite it, they had to have a something through their voice activated thing through their website. I couldn't get that pulled off, but I just need, definitely law enforcement has to, they're private companies, so they have to have something to say, hey, you can help. They have to cover their tracks as well, and not get themselves into a legal position, which we all understand.
Okay. What would be your message to Shana?
I love you. Please come home. We want you back. Please come home. Just do what you got to do, baby, and keep up the fight and stay strong. We are looking for you. Please come home.
That's got to be one of the phoniest cries I have ever seen in my life. Before we continue, let me answer a few of these questions. Bindi says, gotta love all these reporters. Someone goes missing and they run straight to the husband for an interview. Well, Bindi, probably thank God that they do. To be honest with you, that was one reason why Chris Watts was caught, was his interview and what he said. Right? So, a lot of these FBI profilers, a lot of the FBI police officers, they can read someone's demeanor with the way that they're acting and go from there. Exactly. Autumn Spirit says reporters do what viewers ask for. This is a story, and, the main person that would know more than anybody would be the husband, right? So, where else would they go? Right. The cops always look at the husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend first. Absolutely. So here we go.
What's
my 911 first and foremost. A lot of people don't believe that. They want to know who's involved, but 911, if you have any information, my telephone number is 210-529-4124. So 911 and my telephone number, or any of the social media outlets. But you know, guys, if y'all see Shana and you think you see Shana, call 911. That's obviously the best thing that anybody can do is call 911.
And tell me again, just say her first and her last name and spell.
That was the main interview. Sorry, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look up where she went missing from. Okay? And I'm going to show you where she went missing from. So here we are right here. This is 100 Mitchell Road. Okay, Spring Branch. After the Heidi Broussard case, I try not to jump into the spouse anymore. But again, this is a tough one. Yeah. Well, the thing is, we just don't know. You know, this right now, that would be speculation. It's hard not to speculate on this stuff. I understand where you guys are going from. I have my own issues with this. But we're just gonna throw everything out there. The mother wants us to get this word out, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna ask all you guys if you would please share this out. So this is 100 Mitchell Drive, okay? This is a little town. They've got, you know, a vet, a shopping area, a wine bar, neighborhood grill, Valero gas station. But we're going to go ahead and follow this. Mitchell Drive. We're going to go ahead and follow. Now, if you look at the terrain, look at the terrain. Not many trees. And down in Texas, these trees don't go all the way down to the ground. There is actually a trunk on these trees. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep going to Mitchell. We're going to look for here's the Mitchell Drive. We're going to go ahead and find the RV park. And here we go. Here's the RV park. All right. Here's where the laundromat is, up here. Okay, now we're going to scoop in here. Just to give you guys a look at how close these RVs are to one another. Okay, look how close they are to one another. So I'd say the furthest away is 50 feet. So if there was any screaming or barking, people would know. Okay? See how close they are to one another? And they've been living here for a while. So he said 100 yards from the laundry. So I would assume it's in this area here that their RV is at. I don't know where their RV park was, or where they parked their RV. But look at the terrain. Even around here, there's a Happy Tails, groomer. I mean, there's all kinds of little places around here. So if somebody was to get off of here and walk away, somebody would have seen her. I would think, especially walking down this road. Look at all the homes here. Hello, Carlos. You made it in here. Movie buff. And clueless that it would fit an alien abduction. So far, right, movie buff. Stinker. So anyway, there is where the RV park is. And of course I give this info because I don't want to give the real info about where they're at. Well, I don't know, Warrior. That's the whole problem. We don't know for sure. So, let me see. Let me get back to, okay, let me go back to her mother's second video. Now, this came out day before yesterday. This is it right here. So we're going to play this also. Then we'll go ahead and have a discussion on this. I feel bad for these parents. I really do. My heart's just breaking. And then we'll have a discussion on this. Thank you, Warrior. Carlos, you be nice in here now. And if you've got an issue with me, let's bring it up and talk about it. Why are you keep getting terminated? What are you doing wrong, Carlos? See, I take the Carlos name off of my words to be terminated because of Carlos Seja. And Carlos, you turn up like a bad hemorrhoid. No issues. Okay, Carlos, thank you. So you're not going to wish me dead anymore or going to push me off a cliff with my wheelchair anymore? Okay, I trust you this time, Carlos. I trust you. Okay, so let's get back to this in hand. This is the mother and father both this time speaking about Shana. Now, I feel bad for these parents. I cannot, well, I can imagine losing a son. A child, because I just lost my son. But not knowing where your child was, at least I was able to bury mine. You know what I'm saying? I was able to bury my child. They don't even know where she's at. So here we go, guys. I'm going to mute, and then we'll go on from there.
Hello, everyone, and first of all, I just truly want to thank everyone for sharing and for praying, because right now that's the best hope we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian got back from San Antonio Sunday. They hit the ground running. They shared flyers and posted them as many places as possible, but you reach a point where there's not much more you can do physically. And so he came home. We still have to work. We still have to keep our lives going. And it's hard. We are reading all of your comments. And there's so many, and we thank you so much, just in case we miss something. So we are reading every comment, and I want you to know that. I can't respond to you all. I just can't. But I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. We don't really know anything. We have some ideas, but I just want you to know that we're not leaving anything on the table. We are looking at everything possible. We have a number of search organizations that are trying to help us. And Texas AquaSearch and Project Absentis, there's some search and rescue groups, there's a local business owner, they're all trying to help us. Our biggest concern is Shana hasn't been seen for 1 week today.
Yep.
If she left the area on foot because she did not take a vehicle, it's strange that
yeah.
nobody has seen her.
Yeah, and even straight, and as strange as that is the fact that she left her cigarettes, she's a smoker,
And her dog.
and she left her dog, and Maisie is her baby. You gotta understand.
She treats animals like people, and her animals have always been so important to her that our biggest concern is she is missing and that dog is there. So I just ask, please continue your prayers. Please continue sharing. I'm gonna be reaching out as much as I can to other channels and other organizations to talk about this, to try and get the word out, because we need to find Shana.
Yeah, we do.
We need to find our daughter. And the question has come up that I'm not her mother. Well, I am her stepmother, but I'm her mother. And doesn't change anything. Doesn't change it.
Nope, she's my adopted daughter.
And she is our daughter.
She's our daughter, period. And the thing is that I'm going to ask everybody to kind of keep engaged. Please keep engaged. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a bug. Please keep engaged through prayer. That is one of the most important and one of the most incredible things that anybody who sees this can do. And if you look at keep looking at the Shana DiMambro Missing Facebook group, that's where all types of information now is passing as far as searches, etc., meetings, and you can go there, and if you live in the area and you want to be part of the searches, tonight there's one at 7 p.m.
There's one
up
right
at the
now.
Walmart. And it's only 2 hours.
Oh no, it's a press
press
conference right now.
Yeah, and there's a press conference going on right now. So if you see that there's a search coming up and you want to be part of it, God love you. We really appreciate you going out, and please do that. And if you can't, then please pray for her deliverance from wherever she is, and that God's will be done. And, we just want to see her back, hopefully, all safe and healthy and everything. And minimally, we want to know what happened.
Yeah, and God's will be done.
Yeah, always.
Even if it's not what we want. So, again, I thank you, and I ask, if you see anything, please share that information. Please share this video and our Facebook post. Stay engaged. We need to keep this in front of people so that we can find our daughter.
Yeah, and also, if you see her or what you think might be her, I'm going to ask, first of all, you call 911 and report it, because along with that call to the 911 reporting center, there's going to be a data stream that has the geolocation of your phone, and the time that the 911 call came in, so that we can know precisely where and the time that the sighting was. And then after that, you can call Chris and the Comal County Sheriff's office with the lead.
Right. So again, thank you. And God bless.
God bless.
Okay, so I put the link in for the parents' channel, and that's her mother's, and it's called Vicky's Country Home. And let's go over to Facebook and check that out, shall we? Let me get this taken care of. Now I looked for the press conference, and I was unable to find it for some reason. Let me see. So let me look under okay, so let's see what else we got here. God, this is so... I don't like messing with this. Thank you, everybody, for sharing this out and for showing up here today. Let me see. So we've got... Hang on, let me pull up the chat. Well, let's run through this Facebook and see what we got going on. Movie buff. If there is no sign of a struggle, it would seem she left on her own, but so odd the phone and cigs are left behind. So puzzling. Including her dog that she treats like a baby. You know? So anyway, let's move on to this. It says, has anybody messaged or phoned the husband in the last day or two to see what updates he has? I would love to know where he has looked, where Shana and him would go to, eat, drive, or do fun favorite things. What businesses he has already contacted. Okay, so let's move on to the comments. I spoke to him on Tuesday and he told me they didn't go anywhere. How do they get groceries? See, this makes no sense. If she was agoraphobic and couldn't leave the house, he is eloquent enough to have said something beyond her darkness. Do they find any clothes at the laundromat? Well, I don't know. See, that's just it. I don't know. So, when is the last time the neighbor saw her? He stated her cold drink and cigarettes were on the porch. See, something just isn't right here. Somebody's typing as we're watching this. 9 replies. Let's check it out. Maybe she walked to the laundry to see if the washers were available. Okay, so could someone have gone to her door and kidnapped her? If so, I would think the dog would protect her. See, this is what I'm saying. Of her aggressive to the intruder. So this has been sticking with me since one of the interview he did. He said his work was 45 minutes away one way. He said he happened to be in the area that day, and that's why he went home for lunch. I know he said he was on a job, but how often did that happen that he just so happened to be in the same area around lunchtime? Hello, K-Dog. How are you, honey? Oh, thank you, sweetie. So, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking here. Did you guys notice? Let me see if you guys noticed this. Where every step of his way he has accounted for. She got up at 6:45. She was going to make me a coffee. Told her no. It was 7:10 when I turned the key on in the truck. It's a 45 minute trip to job. I happened to come back. I was in a job in this area. Then I came here at, what did you say, noon or 2 o'clock? I forgot that part. But here it says lunchtime. So I think he said 2. Have you guys noticed where he has pinpointed each and every time and where he was? Don't you think that's kind of unusual? Who does that? I can tell you I went in and took a dump today, but I can't tell you what exactly time. It was somewhere early this morning, between 6 and 8. I can't tell you exactly when. So anyway, that's just my thought. So then it says, how often did that happen that he just so happened to be in the area around lunchtime? It says, when was the last time someone at the RV park saw her other than her husband? Does anybody know? There's a reply here to that. Karen Black, there is so much of that that doesn't make sense. Boy, you got that shit right. I'm popping that with a yes. Okay, so someone's typing. Now I'm going to go ahead and post this site in the chat. And you guys can follow up on this also. This is going to be a pretty big case, in my opinion. Well, pickle, yeah. When I worked, I had my job time to the limit. When to leave did let me know about when I would get there. Right, exactly. But that's true, Davros. That's true, because I'm a stickler. I would leave, when I worked at the bank, I would leave here at 8:15 and get to the job at 10 till. I knew that. I don't know. I just think it's kind of strange that he had it pinpointed. I don't know. So, all right. So then it says, has anybody thought maybe Shana's disappearance may be connected to 2 of the women that went missing near Bandera? They all kind of have a similar look, and I may be wrong, but I believe they were out of walking when they disappeared. Well, I'm sure law enforcement's looking. Okay. Is there any manholes in the close proximity of her home or wells? Or any holes that may have fallen? I'm sure they looked myself, but fallen into sadly may have been put in. I'm not saying she is purposely hurt, but someone just put this out there. And has anyone been asking neighbors who own land to check their properties? Because the husband stated that was an issue in one of his conferences with the news that the search on the ground had been scarce because neighboring property owners and the legality that goes into it. Also, they stated that they went and lived with their mother for a month and Shana took care of her mother, or took care of her. Has anyone thought that maybe Shana hasn't been seen before she was reportedly actually missing? Good point. Because other than the husband, no one can verify that they have saw or spoken to her. Something just off to me. Where does his mother live? People don't just vanish. Someone knows something. Whether it's at the husband or someone else, if she just left all her belongings. Home including her vehicle and left on foot, like he said. He believes then she can't be too far away. Anyone checking the trunk of her car? I'm sure they have. Or anything outside got stuck in? I heard him refer in fear that some private landowners may not be allowing searches. Really? If that's true, then wouldn't law get search warrants for that land or an area? And really? People not involved would say, no, you cannot look on my land for this poor missing woman. No way, unless they have something else to hide. I'm kind of wondering about somebody in the trailer park. Well, that's a possibility, Davros. That's a very good possibility. Landowners around Mitchell Drive have always are absolutely wonderful. Patrick Goff, being the main one, has let us search high and low on this property. He gave us access to search everywhere. A lot of places we searched, we had to take a Polaris because of tall weeds and brushes. We haven't had one landlord tell us we couldn't search their property. To my knowledge, everyone's been amazing. So right there is a conflict. Hello, turtle dove. How you doing, baby? Right there is a conflict. The husband is saying that no one is allowing him to look on certain properties. And right here, this Christy Williams says they haven't had a problem. I felt something isn't right from the moment she was reported missing. How many husbands pay attention to what shoes you are wearing, let alone knowing the color as well? Yes, four-wheelers. If the weeds are that tall, I hope they are using drones. Yep. Good point. Linda, the statement I heard was him saying they were the only shoes of hers that were missing. I immediately thought, what husband knows every single pair of shoes their wife? I guess RV living. I'm going to reply to this. How do I reply? Okay. Okay. All right. So, I feel like many people on this thread are just dying to be internet sleuths, looking to take credit for figuring out a missing person case. So they're calling out insignificant, flimsy evidence, attempting to build a case from it, no matter how absurd their evidence is. Such a shame. Oh my God. Nerd Rage, we're just kicking around ideas. No fingers have been pointed. I must have missed those posts. So why are you here? Interesting name. We could wonder. I'm such a bitch. Okay, so thank God for people getting the word out. Try helping instead of judging. You may save a life. So, however, her husband, Chris, wants her to know he is desperately looking for her and won't stop searching till he finds her. I love you. Please come home. We want you back. Antos recalls the conversation he had with his wife the night before her disappearance. He said his wife vocalized some darkness with her and her past, and mentions her struggles with depression. We all struggle with depression in one way or another. I know what shoes my wife had on. Hell, I still remember what shoes she had. That's because you wear them, Davros. My husband wouldn't have. Hell, he wouldn't even have remembered my shirt. But you're an exception. You were a good husband. Mine wasn't. Anyway, depression is powerful, but she had a lot to live for and a lot to believe in. She had a lot to live for and a lot to believe in. There's that had part. I gotta save this. Oops. So, notice the word had too. Who is the source of this statement? Well, dumb shit, John. It was an interview. Pay attention. Have they looked at the video footage of when the husband went to work that day, tracing his path? Here we go, 122 comments. 122 comments. Let's look at this. Vicky. Oh, Vicky's on here. Oh my goodness. Let's look. I know one of the local businesses that has been extremely helpful in this was going to review their video footage of the area she went missing, but I have not heard it. They have been able to do that. So, and does anyone know if it was his normal to come home during lunch? Let me see. I did ask him today when we were searching why he went home for lunch, and he said he went home almost every day for lunch. I do not know the other question. Christy Williams, I hope there's a video to confirm that he is in fact did go home almost every day for lunch. Something definitely doesn't seem right. So see guys, we aren't, but you know what? I'm like in a catch-22 on this. So I'm leaning towards, I've got questions about the husband. But can you imagine if you're innocent and all this shit is getting thrown at you? What if he's completely innocent? I would feel so bad. So anyway, let's go on. It says, can his employer confirm he was there and from when to when? Okay, so then it says Belinda Santos, that, but also found it odd that she was fully dressed for the day at 7 a.m. before he left for work when she had no plans or job to get to. Just seems off. Agreed. Yeah, that seems off to me as well. I'm disabled and rarely get dressed in the morning. Maybe she slept in those clothes. I slept in shorts and a t-shirt often and put flip-flops on to go out and feed cats. That's true. Okay, so let's move on. My husband's office was approximately 10 minutes away from our house, and he would come home several days a week to eat lunch and let the dogs out or in. I worked, so I wasn't home during the day. Also, I know someone who gets up and dresses every morning. See more. Okay, let me see. He said he works 45 minutes away, so with gas as it is, plus 45 minutes each way, he could go home for lunch every day. I don't know anyone that could do that. But he did also stated that he was at a job just down the road. So while he was there, he decided to go home and have lunch. Okay. Someone could request sheriff to look at his phone location if he would voluntarily consent. I noticed he was talking past tense when he said she had a lot to live for. Doesn't sound right to me. So I'm looking for the mother, Vicky. Virginia. Isn't depression what every husband claims when their wife goes missing? Are they even 100% sure that's what the 19th is when she went missing? I'm praying for her husband had nothing to do with her disappearance. I'm looking for Vicky's, right here. Here it is. This is the mother right here. Ricky. Actually, I am her stepmom. I didn't say that. And I wouldn't know as I live in Nevada. So what Ricky Span say? Where are you, Ricky? What are you doing? Oh, right here. Ricky, her stepmother said he came home nearly every day for lunch. I chose to believe him until proven otherwise. According to him, he doesn't live here, just going off what he told her. Let me see. Oh, so little Miss Ricky is trying to start problems. Right, warrior? Vicky, I'm so sorry for all this. My heart goes out to you. Vicky, let me see. Sorry, Vicky. I have subscribed to you for years and love you. I saw my mistake, so I apologize. Good, you apologize. I'm trying to be fair and neither condemn nor back. Okay, just trying to stay open-minded. There you go. Open mind is wonderful, especially when you listen and talk facts. There you go. Eat that, bitch. Okay. So, oh lordy, I'm telling you what, guys. This is crazy. So, this is all the newest. 1 hour ago is the latest. Let me refresh. They looked at the video footage of when the husband went to work that day, tracing his path. Question mark. My heart, let me see. My heart and prayers go out to you and your family, praying for a safe return. I wonder why he knew she was missing. If my husband is not home, I wonder if he's out on a walk, unless she made his lunch at a set time every day. Good point. Okay, so. Oh my word. Guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, oh my word. My heart just goes out to this family. So, we're going to be following up on this. If I get any new news, I will definitely follow up on this. We are not going to stop on this. So if anybody has any kind of news, updates, anything, please contact me at Twitter, ubergoober9. Okay? At ubergoober9. And send me a Twitter or ubergooberlady@gmail.com. And I will look into it right away. We need to keep up on this. Yes, please. Thanks for always being a voice for missing. Tanya, thank you so much. That's really nice. I've always heard the longer they are missing, the more chance for... Yes, that's very true, Movie Buff. Very true. Now, I wanted to do this separate, this video separate. I will be back at noon Pacific Standard Time, PST. Thank you so much, Warrior Grandma. And it's going to be a whole different stream then. We're going to be talking about Letitty, Heather, Nodder. I have a very disturbing video to play for you guys. So trigger warning ahead of time. So anyway, it's going to be a completely different stream. That's why I wanted to do this one separately. So, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Oh, he is a coward. I'm not even going to go into that on this stream. Anyway, we will see you guys at noon Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, Heather. And there is my D-Live, guys. Check it out. Doesn't cost anything to get on that stream. I'm on there on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And we have a lot of good fun over there. I play things over there that I can't over here. So, just to let you know, I have full reign over there. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Good to see you guys. And I will see you back here. Yes, I will see you back here at noon Pacific Standard Time. And I want to thank all of you for coming in. Really. Thank you so, so much. With that, I'm going to be said. Thank you, everybody.